Hi. I have been getting a lot of questions lately about posts that I've been doing on Instagram, and I think from Instagram they've been translating it to Facebook as well on cold exposure. Because this is something that I've been working on personally and discovering and learning about now for a couple of months. And I've really seen some tremendous benefits in my life. I've gotten my husband to start exploring cold as well as some of my clients. And I've been getting some questions, and I kind of want to share with you today two things. One is some of the many benefits of cold showers, cold exposure. And then I want to share with you my personal experience in implementing cold showers and just like the real truth about my experience with them and how I've been able to implement them regularly. So, first thing, and I'm going to pull up my notes so I don't forget anything here, I want to talk briefly about the benefits of cold showers because there are so many benefits to cold exposure and cold showers that really make it worth your while to implement and to suffer through the uncomfortableness of the cold. So I'm going to kind of list them, and I may talk a little bit about each, pulled from research, pulled from different websites. But one of the big things is stress reduction. Okay, so regularly taking cold showers imposes a small amount of stress on your body. And this stress leads to a process called hardening. And hardening essentially means that your nervous system gradually gets used to handling moderate levels of stress. And this hardening process essentially allows you to become more resilient when you face other stressful situations in your life. So, you actually just become better at managing stress through exposing yourself to these small doses of stress. In addition to that, physiologically, you also can experience a lowering of uric acid levels and boosts in glutathione in your blood, which makes you less stressed in general. So not only are you able to better handle stress, but you're also experiencing less stress in general. So that's kind of the stress reduction side. Secondly, willpower. I mean, it takes some serious willpower to turn your shower knob to cold and force yourself to stand there. It really takes that strong mind to withstand cold for extended periods of time. But by incorporating cold showers in your routine, you're strengthening your willpower muscle, which benefits so many aspects of your life. It increases your grit, right? It gives you that hardening that we talked about. A super awesome one that, especially as a mom of two early rising kids and all the things in our busy lives, that I find super helpful is a higher level of alertness, right? Cold showers wake up your body. It induces a higher state of alertness, and part of the way that it does that is that cold stimulates your need to take those big, deep breaths, these like gasps that occur, which essentially turns down the amount of CO2 in your body. And this makes you more alert, helps you to concentrate. Cold showers also help us with improving circulation and helping us to drain our lymph. So when we're exposed to cold, our blood shunts to the center of our body, to the core, to the organs, brings all the blood flow there, which in turn helps us to work through our circulatory system, improving it. And then it also does a number on our lymphatic drainage. Guys, our lymphatic system is what helps us carry waste out of our cells, and it's really important helping to defend our bodies from infection. And when our lymphatic system is stagnant or blocked, you might start experiencing symptoms like frequent colds, infections, joint pain. And what cold showers can do, especially if you alternate them between hot and cold, is it stimulates your lymphatic system by contracting the lymph vessels when exposed to cold and relaxing them when exposed to heat. And this basically creates a pumping action that pumps fluid that may be stagnant through the lymph out. which results in a more robust immune system and a healthier you. So along the lines of immune system, cold showering can really help you develop a more robust immune response. So scientific studies have found that taking cold showers can increase the amount of white blood cells in your body. And these blood cells are what protect us against disease. Researchers believe this process is related to an increased metabolic rate, which in turn stimulates the immune response. And then two that I find super worthwhile as well, two other benefits, and these are the last two I'm going to talk about today, is one is potential weight loss. Research has shown that cold showers and exposure to cold in general is a way to increase your metabolic rate directly. And it stimulates the generation of brown fat or beige fat, or the beiging of your fat, which brown fat specifically is something we want because it's a metabolically active fat tissue that takes our white fat and turns it into usable energy. So using your white stored fat as an energy source is something that brown fat does. And in colder climates, and with exposure to cold, we can develop more of this metabolically active brown fat or the beiging effect of fat. So we have that weight loss benefit. And then the last one I want to talk about is hair, skin, and nails. By ending your showers on cold, we see benefits in tightening of your pores. I've seen some stuff about actually improving collagen production in your skin. It's great for your hair. For the follicles of your hair, the cuticles of your hair, making your hair shinier. It actually attaches it to your head better. So you get benefits for your hair and your skin as well. So that's all well and good. Like, I think it's really helpful when you're starting to approach something really challenging, to know why you're doing it in the first place and to really understand all of the benefits of this, essential, like, miracle therapy that's available to you. But it's another thing to actually begin implementing this successfully. So, I just want to clear the air here and share that cold showering, I've been doing it now for a little bit over 2 months, in cold exposure, it doesn't really get easier. And what I mean by that is every single time I either go out into the cold or I turn my shower to cold, my head is telling me all of the reasons why I should not do it or why I should put it off for tomorrow, or like literally every single time. I have all of the excuses as to why I shouldn't do it. Even when I know I'm walking into like wanting to do it, knowing all the benefits of it, that primitive part of your brain kicks on and tells you all the reasons why you shouldn't. Oh, the warm water is comfortable. Oh, sitting on the couch is comfortable. Oh, this is going to be uncomfortable. And really, you have to take that step forward and push yourself to do it every single time. And so I found there's a couple things that have made it really easy, or not really easy, but I should say easier for me to commit to cold exposure, okay? The first, it's super simple. Go on to Amazon or dig around in your junk drawers and find a waterproof timer, okay? Waterproof timer is like the #1 way that I actually am successful with cold exposure, in that I set the timer. I started it at 30 seconds. Now I do a minimum of 1 minute, usually 1.5 minutes, and I'm still working my way up as well. But as soon as I hit start, I turn the nozzle and then I just stand there and take it. And for me, the act of seeing it and then hearing the beep when I'm done and can turn the shower off, that actual action is like kind of like the starter gun in a race. Like, you hear it and you just go. So that's been really helpful for me, not to keep it consistent. The second thing that I found really helpful is that it's a rule. Okay, so whenever I take a shower, I always end on cold. Period. And that allows me to avoid the nuance or the excuses that come up. I just know that however long my shower is going to be, no matter what I have going on in the day, when I take my shower, I always end it on cold. period. And when I take away the choice from myself of doing it or not doing it, and then I hit that start button on my timer, it happens every single time. And I will tell you this too, every single time I take a shower, a cold shower, I feel awesome afterwards. Actually, I feel better getting out of the shower because I'm warmer, because the shower was colder than the ambient air. And on top of that, all of my blood goes from shunting in towards my core and protecting all of that to right back out and warming me up. And that process feels awesome. And not to mention, you feel more alert, you feel, less stressed, all of those benefits. Your skin feels tighter and looks glowier and all of that as well. And the last piece I want to throw in terms of just a tip and encouragement is I mentioned before that the taking a cold shower or exposing myself to cold is hard every time, but it is the hardest in the first 30 seconds. I know that if I can get through the first 30 seconds, that initial shock dies down and it's more tolerable. It's like that the law of diminishing returns, but flipped the other way. When you eat a bite of cake and then each subsequent bite tastes a little bit less awesome. It's the opposite with cold showering. That first 30-ish seconds are just so jarring and emotional, and you kind of just have to grin and bear it. After that first 30 seconds, it becomes so much easier to withstand. I know this was a little bit longer, but like I said, I've been getting a lot of questions on the cold exposure that I've been doing. I also included a link to Wim Hof's website for more resources there. If you've got questions, if you want to comment about how crazy I am or how ridiculous it is, please do. But like I said, I get a lot of people who say that's so awesome, but I hate the cold. I can't handle the cold. I don't want to, do with the cold. And the thing is, I'm right there with you. It's not easy, and I don't look forward to it. But I know the benefits, and I know I'm experiencing the benefits. And I've built in this system to make sure that I do it and that I get it in. And I feel awesome afterwards every single time. So I hope that you give cold showers and cold exposure a try. If you've got questions or want to take this conversation offline into PM, please let me know. Have a fantastic start to your week. And I hope you start to embrace the cold.